Okay, day 129, part two, Hillary's Henchmen. Um, Thank you all for sending this film to at the Capitol Police to Ava Malik. It's just amazing how many people have already sent that, but keep sending this. You might want to send this one as well. This is going to be a follow-up to help their investigation as well. Again, until Andrew McCabe sends 200 people over to their house that they were all living in, the five Awans, until they're all until that investigation is broken open, until we find out what hard drives were stolen from the House committees. We need to keep going as citizens. The good part is that whether or not Andrew McCabe wants to wiretap war heroes, or whether he wants to go after people that are tampering with our top secrets of our country, the citizens will go ahead anyway. I mean, just in the last half hour, it's proven to me the incredible power of the citizen. So these are the agencies, these are the three most sensitive agencies in the House that these five Awans, the four Awan brothers, had access to. As I mentioned before, money's coming in from these different Muslim groups, 28 different Muslim groups, to Keith Ellison and Andre Carson. And it's tough when you got the money coming in to say no to putting the Awan brothers on your staff. And so I have a little bit of sympathy for Keith Ellison and Andre Carson, because you can't check out 28 different organizations. It's just too difficult. They all write you one check and you don't know exactly where the money's coming from. However, I would like to, I've added now Representative Andre Carson's note here, and Devin Nunes as well. And I would just like to add them to this list, this investigation. Can you answer, for instance, was your office burglarized? What was taken? Have you done an assessment of what was taken? Have you spoken with the Capitol Police? Have you made any efforts to engage the FBI in the investigation? Have you engaged Homeland Security? Now, Andre Carson was at Homeland Security, so you would think you would have lots of contacts to be able to find these folks and find the hard drives that were stolen. So I think that's why I wanted to add Representative Andre Carson to the list, and of course Devin Nunes heads up the committee, and I'm sure Adam Schiff wants to get to the bottom of this as well. So as again, I'm not. This is not speculative. These aides have been tied to Hezbollah-connected fugitives as well as Sunni-connected fugitives. He's sold to both Sunnis and to Shias. So this is something that goes back to Wolfowitz, to 2002. So again, a history of fake bills, a history of tax evasion, a history of fake billing, and so forth. So these are people with criminal backgrounds, okay? Since Representative Spear here, her address is R-E-P Spear there, S-P-E-I-E-R. I think she should also be asked, since she was the one who paid or put in the requisition for the security clearance for these five Pakistanis. I would wonder if she is apprised of the investigation. Has she called the FBI and tried to involve the FBI in this to find out what the extent of the damage was? So I think that would be a good question for Representative Spear. Since Representative Becerra, he's from Sacramento, he was on a lot of the news shows during the election and so forth. He seemed to be very concerned about national security. I would like to ask him if any of these Awans are still on the government payroll. I know these three Awans, Abid Awan, Imran Awan, and Jamal are not, even though they were at $160,000 a year, 2.4 times the median salary. I know Abid, for instance, had a lot of problems with drunk driving. He had a DUI a month before he was hired in 2005. He had several bankruptcies that he declared. I know Imran had a lot of high-speed car situations and so forth, a lot of houses that are owned in the Washington, D.C. area and so forth. Is Hina Alvi, Imran's wife, still working for the United States government? Is Omar Awan still working for the United States government? Here's Greg Meeks. Greg Meeks was a prosecutor in New York, I believe. I believe he's a Harlem kid. He was born in Harlem, great guy. I think he's got the kind of the Queens area down to Howard Beach now as he's a representative in New York 5 here. I wonder if he knows about the investigation. Has he contacted the FBI about these folks? Does he know the extent of the damage of the 20 different offices that were broken into and what was taken? Does he have an update from the FBI or the Capitol Police? So I think including him in on the discussion would be good as well. And again, always Andrew McCabe might be an interesting person to involve, because since they had an external server, they've admitted now, these 5 Awans, since she's married to an Awan, I'm just going to count her as an Awan. They were just using a different name, so her home ownership couldn't be traced to these 4 guys' living arrangements. So they're really all 5 Awans, really. Is that external server they had part of this 650,000 emails? Was this external server they had shepherding emails and putting them over on Huma's 650,000 email trove? I think I can show there's a direct connection between Debbie Wasserman Schultz hiring all these people. They're representing the Sunni and Shia interests and intelligence interests, especially ISI, Pakistani ISI, and these emails going over to Huma Abedin, who has known connections through her parents to the Muslim Brotherhood. There's a clear link there, and I'm just wondering if McCabe has walled that off. Well, he's not even investigating the Awan brothers, but would he remove the barriers he's placed with the Miami office having this investigation and research this about, are those emails from those 20 different House representatives, did they find their way onto this email server? Also, if you publish the 19 Gmail accounts and publish the metadata, we would know that answer now. So again, I don't know how long Andrew McCabe can stonewall. Unbelievably, Andrew McCabe is still in charge of the Clinton Foundation investigation, the investigation into Hillary's emails, and the investigation into Huma's emails. Still hasn't given back the $675,000 and still hasn't recused himself from any of those cases. No grand juries, no subpoenas, no court orders, immunity of the co-conspirators, letting co-conspirators in on the interview. These are crazy things the FBI never does. That's the Assistant Director of the FBI saying that, Kallstrom. Okay, that's it for this morning.